Hello, drawing students. Welcome to week 4. Hope all are well. Um, this week, I have a little bit of housekeeping to keep up with. I received a few messages through Canvas, um, and I just want you to know that the messages that come through Canvas reach me a little bit quicker than the emails do. To get to my emails, I have to open up a completely different browser. So if I'm in Chrome, I have to open up Safari to check the emails from you students, but I will start doing that a little bit more regularly. But if you want something faster or if something's more urgent, then message me through Canvas. Thank you for your help in advance. Also, please review the syllabus. Some of the students are getting ahead a little bit, and we'd like to keep everyone together as a group. Plus, it'll be easier to facilitate directions, and things won't be so confusing. Um, Please review the syllabus also for where to post the homework, or the announcement might have it as well. I've been trying to make it as available as possible so students know where the homework goes. Okay, now as far as last week's homework, I hope that went well. I took a look at some of them. Some of them are looking really strong, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they come through. If you haven't posted yet, I will give it another look today and see if I can get you some feedback. Let's see here. As far as the image that I suggested, that is not required. You don't have to do that. If you want to use one that you like more or you feel more attached to, then go ahead and do that. I want you to have ownership on your drawings, so go ahead and pick which one you think would be best for you. Okay, so for this week, I got a few things for you. I'm going to have a video doing a demonstration for line art. I'm also going to have a PDF with practice line work, and that's completely optional. That's for you if it's a little exercise before you start your midterm. And also, I will be attaching midterm programming with step by step that I'll be going through as well. Your midterm is your homework this week. Please post in assignments homework 4. And without further ado, this will be your midterm. Okay, so this is your midterm start. We're going to be doing a grid drawing, and that's how we'll refer to the midterm. You'll need some supplies. You'll need your drawing pencils. You'll definitely need an HB, a 2B, 4B, and 6B because we're going to need the full range of values. Um, our purpose for this is to learn to draw using a grid system. I think that folks can be pretty surprised about what they can do if they know a little bit about the technology. This is what I was talking about in the early letter that I gave you, that art seems like it's magic, but if you understand the technology, then it's no longer magic and becomes more of a science. Anyway, for this assignment, you're going to create your own grid drawing from scratch. That's what the field trip was about, or gathering photos was about, and doing the thumbnails. You'll need a reference image and paper to draw on. The paper size is going to be determined. This right here is going to be a kind of a rough itinerary of your schedule and how the schedule should be going to week 8, which is when we will deliver the final piece. Okay, so first thing you need to do, you'll need to get an image to work from. On my field trip, I went out into the desert and I found this really amazing cow, so I thought I'd photograph that cow and use that as my example demo work for you. So make sure to show strong composition using the rule of thirds. Make sure you have a focal point, a foreground, middle ground, and background. Middle ground, background, or background. And you're showing the rule of thirds when you're choosing your image. The reference image for number 2, that's going to need to be printed unless you have digital skills, whereas if you do, you can just use Photoshop and send me screen prints. As soon as you, now I'm going to recommend that you print in 8.5 by 11. If you'd like to go bigger, you can go 11 by 17. It really depends on what size paper you have. Now, if you don't have this and you have an odd size paper and you're trying to fit the page and you don't have a printer, You can always do an online order at FedEx, Kinko's, or Office Depot, and they can send you. You can send them your image and tell them what size you want to print it to, or you can just tell them to fit to page. And when you get your printed image, that's when you can move on to step 3, which is drawing your grid. So you're going to want to draw your grid on your blank sheet, and you're going to want to draw your grid over your image. Now this can be a 1" by 1" grid. No, it has to be. If the grid sizes are off, then the drawing is going to be off, so it's really important. Now, stage 4 is when you're going to see my demo video, which you can see on your own. I'm going to move on to the final piece, which is going to be how it looks in the end. So, but before that, this is an example of what the line work would look like to get started. This is how you guys are going to go ahead and turn in your homework. I'm going to want to see this line work here, plus the image of your gridded photo, and this is when I can give you guys credit. This is some finished work. So other students have done this assignment. Now a lot of these students, I want you to know, were brand new to art. They had no drawing classes, no drawing skills, but I think that with this grid drawing assignment, get out of there. Get. Thank you. With this, stop it. With this grid drawing assignment, you really have a good shot of creating a nice piece of art, a nice work. So let's see here. There's that, and then there's this. So if you guys want to, give me a message and let me know if you have any questions. If not, let me just show you this last piece here. This right here is what I'm going to also enclose or attach, so that if you want to practice, you can go ahead and practice. There's different skill levels from very easy to intermediate to, you know, I don't know, difficult. Okay, so anyway, this is for you guys. If you have any questions, again, please go ahead and message me and I will try to help. But just remember this, where were we? To receive credit for homework this week, I must have an image of the line work plus your grid, and also the grid and the cow. Now, I might not have mentioned this, but make sure that when you draw your grid on the paper, you draw it very lightly. I might have mentioned it in the video, but I'm going to say it again right now. Make sure you draw your grid lightly. You don't want it to overpower the final drawing. Okay, I guess that's about it, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I look forward to the final works, or the progress.